Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Today, inshallah, we will talk about a lesson concerning with people and person around the world. Now, do you see here, it's the globe, it's the earth. And here, around the earth, a lot of people from different nationalities, from different cultures, different colors, and different shapes. So, we will continue our unit 4, a place to live, cultural differences. All of us, we know that there are differences between people, between person, according to their countries, according to their culture, according to their languages. All of these make the culture, they make a lot of differences in other culture. Okay. Now, read the dictionary definition on the right and discuss what kinds of things could cause culture shock. So, we will talk about culture shock. Has anyone felt culture shock? So, think about it. If you have this culture shock, the different customs in another country could cause culture shock. What's the meaning? Here, it's a piece from the dictionary. We can say that the meaning is a feeling of anxiety, loneliness, and confusion that people sometimes experience when they first arrive in another country or live with people from another culture. Let's see here. What's the meaning of anxiety? She is feeling this. And confusion. Here we will go through cartoons. We can say that it's something as situation. The people don't understand some of the customs in English-speaking countries. Match the cartoon with the custom. Here we have some sentences. Before, here we will discuss verbal and boredom. Verbal and boredom. Let's see here. From 1 to 6, we want to join it to these pictures from A to F. Number 1, people generally respect cues and will form cues when waiting for something to push in, will probably generate both anger and verbal complaints. Number 2, direct eye contact in both social and business situations is important. No eye contact implies boredom or lack of interest. Number 3, many people become uncomfortable with periods of silence and will try to fill them with conversation. 4, don't sit or stand very close to another person when having a conversation. 5, you must arrive on time for social and business appointments. Arriving late is normally unacceptable. 6, it is normal to bring a small gift, usually for your host, when you are invited to dinner. So guess, for number 1, when we say cue, I can go through these pictures. I can get that there is one talking about a cue, so it will be number B, B with 1. A, talking about stand very close to another person, so A, it will be number 4. And with C, talking about many people become uncomfortable with periods of silence, this is number 3, come with C. And D, talking about gifts, it will come with number 6. And E, talking about direct eye contact, so I will join it with 2. And F, talking about you must arrive on time, this is with 5. And I want from you to check your answer. 1 with B, 2 with E, 3 with C, 4 with A, 5 with F, and 6 with D. Now, here I will continue the listening session for tomorrow, because today we don't have listening. Now we will talk about present perfect and past simple. Let's start. It is an important lesson and important tense in English. I washed my hair yesterday. So do you see this word with bold? We mean that it's something important. Show me the time. Subject plus the verb with ed. It is a regular one. So this is the past simple. Then, I have washed my hair since 5 minutes. Subject plus have or had plus the verb ed with ed. This is the present perfect. So let's see here why we use the present perfect and why we use the past simple. Present perfect and past simple. I use them to express time for any action. So this is the time expressions: ago, last, for, since. I will discuss with you when I can use ago, when I can use last, or for, or since. The first sentence: it was 3 days ago. Second one: I studied math last month. This is with past. So ago and last, I use these time expressions with past. But what about for and since? We will see now. We have taught at this school for a long time. We have taught at this school since 1965. So this one, present perfect. Now, here we want to talk about yet and already. Also, we use it in the present perfect. But how can I use it and where I can use it? Don't write to Noor, I have already done it. And have you already written to Noor? The first one is negative. The second one is a question. Have you met Judy yet? So, do you see this yet? I use it in a question. They haven't eaten yet, in negative. My level in English improved last year. How can I guess what I must put in this space according to the time expressions? Here I have last year, so I will say improved. My English improved since I moved to Australia. Because I have this word since, so I must put has improved. So it is a present perfect. I, between brackets, write a letter before 10 minutes. So here I will put my past tense because of the 10 minutes. I write my letter since I traveled to Turkey. So here I have since. This, let me put I have written. Then she space talked to her mother 1 month ago. We have here 1 month ago. Ago I will use talked. She to her mother since she was ill. This one push me to put what? Has talked. And according to the pronoun, I will put my verb. If it is she and he or it, I will put has. If it is I, we, you, they, I must put have. let's fill in the spaces here according to the things that we already studied. We are from Venezuela. My wife and I moved to Vancouver last January. So we, 6 months now, I will put here the present perfect, have lived. I, for a job with publicity company a month ago. So because of ago, I will put the past applied. And I, there since last week. This need from me to put the present perfect. Then my wife not learned much English at school, so she, here I must put the past, and so she has taken English classes since we arrived in Canada. The people are nice here, and we have made some new friends. So please write it down in your book and be sure that everything is correct. I will repeat it again here with bold and obvious handwriting or calligraphy. Also, we have some questions concerning with the past and the present perfect. Now, if I want to compare between them, here are some questions. Which tense do we use to refer to a completed activity at a definite time in the past? This we can say that it is the past simple. And which tense do we use to refer to an activity at an indefinite time in the past or continuing up to the present? This will be the present perfect. Okay, what about the words or the time expressions that we must use it with the tenses? Which tense do we use the following expressions with? A month, 10 years ago. What do you think? This one will be past simple. And with since, last week, we arrived, May, I will use the present perfect. And with last January, year, I will use the past simple. Then for 6 months, an hour, I will use the present perfect. I will put it here with obvious and clear, more clear here. So the first one, the past simple. Second, the present perfect. Ago and last with past simple. Since and forward with the present perfect. So here we have 4 sentences, and we want to distinguish between yet and already. Have you spoken to Ali yet? Have you finished your homework already? I haven't spoken to Ali yet. I have already finished my homework. Number 1. Which word is used to indicate that something happened before we expected? So what do you think? Is it yet or already? Here I will use already if there is something or indicate so that something happened before we expected. But what about number 2? Which word is used to state that something has not happened or ask if something has happened up to this moment? I will say here yet. Which word is not used in affirmative sentences and which word is not used in negative? Here we will see. For yet, we can't use it in the affirmative, and for already, we can't use it in the negative. Isn't used. Like here when I say, have you spoken to Ali yet? So it is a question, and I haven't spoken to Ali yet. It is a negative sentence. I can't use it in affirmative one. But what about already? Have you, for here, already isn't used in negative sentence. Have you finished your homework already? It is a question. And I have already finished my homework. It is an affirmative sentence. Number 4 and 5. Where do we put yet in the sentence and where do we put already? For yet, I will put it in at the end. Yet goes at the end of the sentence, but already goes after the auxiliary have. Like when I say, I have already finished the fourth sentence. I have already finished my homework, so I will put it after the auxiliary. This is for already. And in the question, I must put it at the end. Like, have you finished your homework already? Here it is at the end. What about yet? It will be at the end of the question, like here, have you spoken to Ali yet? This is more obvious for you. Number 1 already, 2 yet, 3 yet isn't used in affirmative sentence, already isn't used in negative sentence. Number 4, in statements, yet goes at the end of the sentence, already goes after the auxiliary have in questions. Let's see here this exercise. Complete these sentences with the appropriate verb phrases and using ago, for, since, yet, or already. For the first one, how long have you lived in this house? 10 months. So I must put here for 10 months. We moved here last May. Number 2. Oh no, haven't paid the telephone bill yet. Don't worry, I paid it a week. For number 3, okay, sorry, and here it's a week ago. Okay, I have painted the chairs. Now I will do the table. It's okay, I have already painted it. Then Mrs. Brown, so has Mrs. Brown arrived yet? Yes, she has been here since 4 o'clock because of the time. And here the same exercise and the same answers, but more obvious here. And this is for today. Thank you so much.